These galleries were built in the mid-19th century, and they in fact cross through central Paris, and in fact they are the absolute forerunners of today's shopping centres, especially the new urban projects which we're seeing coming up. If you look at some of the more innovative projects that we're seeing today coming up in the European market, they are just modern versions of these, quite simply. We haven't invented anything. I was in Istanbul last week. I was in the bazaar. The bazaar in Istanbul has been existed since the 15th century. It still is by far the best shopping centre in Europe. So let's get in. What you'll see as well is that each of these galleries actually have their own atmosphere. They're almost merchandised toward a particular type of customer. This one is, as you can see, a lot of art books, but there's also a lot of small toys. You'll see stores selling doll's house material, things like that. So quite a few specific things happening in this gallery. One of the most important things is you immediately, and I'm sure you've got it as well, you have that feel-good factor here, immediately. You're in a nice environment. It makes you want to slow down and to just wander and be attracted, to be seduced by the merchandise which is being prepared. It's calm. There's no music. Why should we live eternally with music, which is what is imposed upon us? Here's no music here. We don't need the music. You don't need all the time. You're here in a quiet environment. Allows you to browse. I think browsing is an important factor too. We need time to think. We need time to browse. So we come onto the boulevard, the famous boulevard of Paris, again created in the mid-19th century, which were the main thoroughfares in this new Paris. And these, in fact, cross the boulevard. In these galleries, you find all sorts of shops which you wouldn't necessarily find in the street. You know, the stamps and the things like that, you know, all sorts of... it's all very specialized. I think they belong to us. It belongs to the city. It's certainly not private ownership. It's a Paris which you might not necessarily see. These are not places that tourists go to. You wouldn't necessarily find them if you're doing the normal tourist thing. It's very Parisian. We're really back into the late 19th, early 20th century. And very few things have changed. They've stylized it, they've modernized it a little bit, but it still has that feeling of how things were. And also, if you think about our contemporary shopping centers, what's the difference? What is the difference? It's just a question of us to take these ideas and to build them so that we can sort of use them in different ways. It's a very hackneyed phrase, but it's very true that we have to look to our past to create our future.